Marshal Earp had captured 3 of the 4 dry gulchers wanted for the slaying of Mr. Brother, his good Indian friend. The 4th and final man, Roof Prentice, eluded pursuit and fled to the protection of Crump Elliott, a notorious horse and cattle thief. Wyatt, with Sheriff Bat Masterson, faced a dangerous problem. Old man Elliott's daughter, Blanche, was in love with Prentice. For the first time in the long chase after the Dry Gulch gang, a woman threatened to make matters complicated and deadly.
It's all right. It's Mr. Prentice. We know him, Andy. Who shot you, Roof?
Oh, talk later.
Lend him a hand. I'll call Papa and the boys. Papa isn't going to like this, you coming here. He's got enough trouble on his hands.
You gonna run me off, honey?
I've tried that several times, but you always come back. Bleeding from a gunfight or with John Laws after you. No good bushwhacker. I should hate you.
That's right. You should. Just how do you feel about me, Blanche?
You and Papa don't deserve feelings. But I guess I don't want to see either of you hanged.
That's something.
Yes, isn't it? My life is rich with loving and being loved. Shut up. Let me handle Papa.
And he didn't have to tell me. The 3 bells from the porch and blood on the ground. You're a fool if you think you can hide here again. We don't want you.
Now, Mr. Elliott...
Shut up. He has a bone smashed in his leg and the law's after him. Where's he going to run to?
Not here. I told him the last time.
All right, you told him. I'll drive you to the nearest doctor.
And have a posse following you? Oh, no. Push off by yourself, Gulcher. You can ride and you know the trails.
All right. You say so.
I'm going with him.
I said no.
You don't say that to me. We'll go out and hitch up a rig. The boys won't shoot at me.
Pulling a gun on your own father. Choosing between me and a low-down, dry gulching hoodlum. Well, I reckon this is the end of it all.
Yes, dear, noble Papa.
Blanche, you're tearing my heart out.
I'll bury it with Mama's and mine. Go on, Roof.
No, you win, he can stay. But not in my ranch house. Please, baby, we can't stand no ringing out from the law just now. Cattlemen's Association's been complaining about rustling around here.
What an injustice.
That's enough. Roof will stay in the bunkhouse.
Sure, baby. That's fine. That's just fine.
Look at that blood. Prentice got winged.
He's bleeding pretty bad. Reckon he made it to Crump Elliott's?
That hoodlum could make it all the way to Elliott's ranch with a pint of blood. Come on, let's find ourselves a cave.
Cave? Are we going to ride in there and take Prentice?
Mr. Masterson, I've almost got you killed a couple of times. From here on in, we play it safe.
Oh, sure.
Well, as safe as we can. I want to take Prentice alive. That means we got to thin out all the Par 60 riders. Try to get enough evidence to arrest Elliott for horse thieving.
I thought we came after Prentice.
He'll keep a couple hours. Anyway, you're forgetting Miss Blanche Elliott. Captain Langley told us she was sweet on Prentice, remember? She might be able to help. Looks like a good camp over there. Come on, we'll get to work.
What's all the rush about getting to the doctor?
You know I can't take bone splinters out. They'll start a mortification by tonight.
Before then, we'll be fighting off posse from Dodge.
You have only 2 trails to watch. If you take my advice, you'll let loose those horses in the corral. Then you won't have any evidence on hand.
Posse won't be after me.
Suit yourself. I'll be back before sundown.
Tie him up. Put him on his horse. 2 more riders in the gully.
Lift him.
Tie and gag him. There's a wagon coming. Put him back with that other man. Don't try that. Give me that.
Who are you?
My name's Earp, Miss Elliott. I'm a marshal of Dodge City and a deputy United States Marshal. Any other questions?
No.
Then it's my turn. I'm looking for a Mr. Roof Prentice. Charge of murder.
I don't know him, and I haven't seen him.
No? Well, Captain Langley of the Texas Rangers tells me that you're engaged to Roof. We followed a blood trail to your ranch boundary.
Well, I haven't seen him. Why don't you ride on into the ranch and ask my father? I have an errand in town.
You need a doctor?
For what? I'm healthy.
Yeah, I can see that. But I want you to keep Prentice alive. Here. You might need that. Mighty lonesome country.
Thoughtful of you, Marshal.
Ain't anybody watching the east boundary, Mr. Elliott?
Well, sure. Spencer and Draves and Morgan are out there.
Well, I couldn't find them.
What? That lazy scum. They're probably laying in the shade somewhere. Go fetch Andy. We'll ride out the horse corral.
Yes?
Come on, get off.
Let's go.
Come on. Come on, move.
You leave their gags on, tie off their legs. I'll hide the horses.
Wait a minute. I think this one will talk.
No? Come here. All right, now what do you want to say?
Mr. Elliott told me this was a cattle outfit, but I found out different. He's stealing horses.
Oh, how do you know he steals horses?
Well, I know where the corral is that he keeps them in. He runs off young colts before they're branded and then puts his own Bar 60 brand on them.
Where's the corral?
What happens to me, Marshal?
You point out the corral and you can take off.
That's fair enough.
You go tie him up, then we'll ride. Right. Come here.
Where's the guard on this pen?
Here I am, boss.
Oh, Dunphy, you seen anything of Spencer or Draves or Morgan?
No, sir. They're right in line, ain't they?
Well, Pete couldn't find them. Something queer going on here. I think we better cut out the branded stock and turn them loose.
We're the $1.25 apiece.
Blanche said turn them all loose. I don't go for that, but she's usually right. We'll cut out the branded stock.
There's the horses I was telling you about, Marshal. And there's Mr. Elliott and 3 of the boys.
All right, you get out of here real fast.
I sure will.
Cutting out some of the horses.
Yeah. Let's get down there.
No, you get over there.
Hey, drop him, Dunphy! Pete, Andy, get him!
Go ahead and reach.
Don't reach, Elliott.
I ain't soft-hearted like Marshal Earp.
You're a horse thief, Mr. Elliott.
You got no proof these horses ain't mine.
Don't waste my time acting stupid. Now, where you hiding, Prentice?
You find him.
Don't worry. Now, you get down off that fence. Keep your hand away from that gun. We'll take him over to the cage. Start walking. Where are your horses? Over there. Go get them.
Oh, what are you doing?
Well, ma'am, I'm glad the doctor was in.
What's the trouble, Marshal?
Miss Blanche wants you to look after a man that's wanted for murder. Well, now, that's all right with me, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask the lady to come with me for a few minutes. Her father wants to see her.
You're lying.
You did considerable truth stretching yourself. Now, you go along with the Marshal or I go back.
No. I'll do what he says.
Doc, you go on into the ranch. She'll meet you there later. Follow me. Miss Elliott, we arrested your father for stealing horses. You know what that means in this part of the country?
Get to the point.
Well, I thought that maybe you might like to trade Mr. Prentice for your dad.
I won't make a choice like that.
Yes, you will. Mr. Masterson and I will give you half an hour to make up your mind.
And what if you don't hear from me?
Well, in that case, I'll have to go into the bar 60 and take Mr. Prentice, and your father will have to stand trial. You think it over, Miss Elliott.
That Marshal's holding Papa for horse stealing, and he's got some of the boys, too.
Earp wants to make a deal?
Yes. You in exchange for Papa.
What did you say?
What could I say? Nothing. But I've got to send him an answer right away. If I don't, he's going to come in here after you.
Let him come.
I can give you a 15-minute head start.
No, it's no use, honey.
Why?
I've been running from Earp too long. He's probably got my 3 pals already. Anyway, I'm tired of it, and I'm not going to spend the rest of my life running from him. Let him come and get me, if he can.
Well, it'll be just the 2 of us. The rest of the gang has disappeared.
Well, that's all right, too. Blanche, you can set him up for me. I can hide in that upstairs bedroom. You lead him out that front door.
It's too quiet. Either Prentice has run or it's a trap.
Prentice didn't run. If he had, she'd have sent word to try and stall us so he could get away.
How many guns could she call on, you reckon?
About 2, I'd guess. Hers and Prentice's.
Her Papa had more men than we took.
Yeah, I know. I think they let out.
Well, we'll soon know.
No, I'll know. You're covering me.
From where?
As close as you can get. The reason I'm going in first, Mr. Masterson, is because you're too young to be trusted with, Miss Blanche.
Well, you watch out for yourself. That gal's a killer.
I can't believe she is, really. If I'm wrong, well, it's for Mr. Brother and Mr. Cousin. Come on, let's get at it.
Waste of time. He's been gone almost an hour.
He has, huh?
What you scared of?
You. Let me have the pistol.
I haven't one.
Oh? Is that your word of honor?
Yes?
Miss Elliott, I hear you carry a .41 caliber Derringer in the pocket of your skirt.
Now that's absurd.
If you don't give it to me, I'm going to have to take it.
If you touch me, I'll...
Now, you also have a .45 Colt. Where is it?
Look for it. That's the one I intend to shoot you with.
Oh. Well, I haven't got time to look for it. If you shoot me, you shoot me. Now, let's go look for Mr. Prentice. I'll walk first and you follow me. Prentice would shoot you just to get at me.
Suit yourself.
You stay there.
Prentice, come on out of there.
Why don't you go on in after him? He left, I told you.
Word of honor again?
I don't suppose you'd listen to a deal.
I'm listening.
Rufe Prentice is nothing to me anymore. I just don't want him killed. Does that seem so strange to you?
No.
I guess all I want now is no killing. To get away from here.
First you hide out a gun to shoot me. Now you want us to be real friendly, huh? Is the gun in here?
No, but we'll find it.
Where's Prentice?
Keep looking, Marshal.
I will. No smell of carbolic. The doctor's work, so Rufe hasn't been in here.
Bright of you. Don't move. I told you we'd find the gun.
All right, go ahead.
No. I don't like killing. Rufe will take care of that. This time you go first. Back to the house.
No. You do the shooting.
All right. Why shouldn't I? Rufe's got enough blood on his hands. Rufe, I've got him! He's in the barn, Rufe!
Prentice! Halt!
She could have killed you.
No. The lady doesn't believe in killing. Well, she made her choice. She saved one of them. I'll turn her father loose.
Now we gotta tow Prentice all the way back to Dodge. I could have saved us the trouble, but you wanted him alive.
That's right. Alive. I wanted all the Dry Gulchers alive. I'm real sorry, Miss Blanche. If you do want to leave this place, we'll help you find a job somewhere.
No, thank you. I'd hate it any place.
Mr. Promised let us watch men hang.
It's my fault, young wolf. He was not there himself. I could see he did not want us there either. Would look like vengeance.
What is wrong with vengeance?
Marshal Erb says the law punished them for the murder of Mr. Brother. That's enough. Come, he is waiting. And no more argue about vengeance. Marshal Erb is deacon in White Man's Church.
What is deacon?
Some sort of honest and respected Christian.
Coming, Si?
3 more. You wanted them to ride in unnoticed, didn't you? Just the 6 of us.
Well, here comes Willie Black.
We better get inside, Maxwell. Is the back room clear?
Yeah, I fixed that.
Linders, McHale, in here. Lock the door. McHale, you keep a lookout at the windows. You'll be able to hear what's being said. All right, Maxwell. You explain the setup. You know the railroad.
The money shipment arrives in Dodge this afternoon on number 9. Brad, you and Willie will snitch it off the truck. Chances are that Dolan, the station agent, will be so busy checking the express bound for end of track that he won't even notice you.
Red and Willie will bring the money package to my room at the Dodge Hotel. Then it's up to Maxwell and me to fix the frame on Wired Up.
But Tim's a special agent for the railroad. How do we know he won't be framing us?
He's got a prison record back east. It ain't likely he'll be doing any talking. That's why I cut Linders and McKeel in on this. The 3 of them are doing it for money. The rest of us want to get Wired Up. I've been working on this plan ever since Earp threatened to stop my outfit from driving cattle into Dodge. Nobody talks. Understand?
Right. Of course.
Yeah. Good. This time we'll nail Earp's hide to the jail door.
Howdy, Hal. Everything quiet?
No, Julie Dolan's in trouble. He's in there.
Mr. Dolan. What kind of trouble is he in?
There's a $10,000 express shipment to the State National missing. Special agent for the railroad brought him in.
Marshal Earp? I'm Tim Maxwell, special agent for the railroad. I'm afraid you'll have to hold Mr. Dolan here on suspicion of robbery.
But I never took nothing, Mr. Earp. Where's the money? He's got to prove that I took it or hid it or something, don't he?
He sure does, Mr. Dolan. Now, you just rest yourself there, and we'll get this all straightened out. Al, you want to bring some water?
Now, somebody must have sneaked that money package while my back was turned. And that's the good Lord's truth, Mr. Earp.
Did you know there was a money package on the truck?
He had to know, Marshal. Here's the telegram of manifest for the currency shipment.
Oh, I get telegrams, bills of lading, and freight manifest, a stack of them every day.
Did you see this one?
I guess I did, but it must have slipped my mind.
All right, Mr. Dolan. There are a lot of men in town that would stand bail for Mr. Dolan. Any objection?
He's entitled to bail.
Al, you take Mr. Dolan out to the shady bench in the backyard. I'll get word to Mr. Jensen over at the bank and Judge Tobin.
Thank you, Mr. Earp. You'll see that I get justice, I know that. Thank you, Mr. Maxwell, for being so quiet and decent about the arrest. You only done your duty.
That's right, Mr. Dolan.
Yes.
Now, you just take it easy.
A perfect job, men. Wells Fargo has the serial numbers.
When do we get paid?
You get paid, but not out of this. 200 apiece now, and 300 when Earp's been convicted. Don't hang around Dodge.
Just when do we plant the money on Earp?
We'll have to wait a couple of days. Let the papers report the robbery. Get people talking about Dolan. Build it up big.
Si, I still don't trust Maxwell. An ex-con and all.
He knows how to dummy up. It's you and Willie who might go blabbermouthed on us. My advice. Don't.
Hold it, Red.
Hi, Doc. I thought your missus was sick in KC.
Yeah, how is she? She's better. Those 2 Texas guns have just rode out. I should remember the names.
I never saw him. You, Willie?
No.
Glad to hear about Miss Kate. Doc, we've got to hurry.
Yeah.
Well. Howdy, Doc.
You know, they'll never catch this fella in 1,000 years. What are you up to?
I gotta get a bail bond form over to Mr. Jensen before the bank closes.
Save your strength.
What?
I'll put up the bond for Dolan. How much?
$500. You a friend of Mr. Dolan's?
Anyone who steals money from the railroad is a friend of mine, Wyatt. I always thought of Dooley Dolan as a shiftless, careless failure. But if he got away with $10,000, I now regard him with fond admiration.
Well, I don't think Mr. Dolan took it.
Well, if he's not guilty, I've lost interest. Now let it ride. Why, did you ever hear of Red Smith or Willie Black?
Why?
Well, Red and Willie just left town. Before they left rather hastily and guiltily, a couple of Texas gunslingers whom I should remember rode their horses down Front Street.
Oh?
Now, any one of the 4 is a cinch bet to be a thief. Now, also recall that Red and Willie don't particularly like you. Now I've got it. Didn't you banish the lazy... Didn't you banish the Lazy W outfit from Dodge?
No, I just threatened to. But I don't recall any Smith or Black connected with the Lazy W.
I guess I haven't had enough whiskey to clear my head. I'm groping for something in the gloomy, dismal chaos of a sober mind. Doc.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. 20 seconds to reach the brain. Meanwhile, What is he?
Those two fellows you were asking about, Smith and Black, they've been hanging around the Forks Roadhouse. Chuck Beeson says they work for the Lazy W.
Well, thank you, Deputy. There's your lead, Deacon. You put Red and Willie in jail, give them pistol whippings at 6-hour intervals, and I'll guarantee they talk.
The whiskey's reached your brain.
Wyatt, I'm trying to help you.
Thanks. But I can't arrest men just because they don't like me, and I can't beat confessions out of prisoners.
You allow moral scruples to interfere with your duties as a peace officer. Good day, sir.
Showed up. That's what fidgets me.
Maybe he's taking my advice, huh? I told him to put the plant on Earp. You heard me. I said, you wait and something will go wrong.
Let's ride back to Dodge.
Back to Dodge.
Doc, you crazy or something?
No. I just made a citizen's arrest. 2 material witnesses.
Witnesses for what?
Framing a peace officer.
Who'd they frame?
You.
Give me a hand. You men now deny that you told Doc Holliday that an attempt would be made to frame me, huh?
I never said nothing.
Neither did I.
You wish you hadn't said that, Willie.
What about our rights, Marshal? It's his word against ours.
I believe the doctor.
Then lock him up.
I don't admit nothing. He shot me when I was unarmed.
Wyatt, I have other matters to attend to. Either lock them up or give them back their guns and turn them loose. Next time, I won't just wing you.
Don't say nothing, Red. We'll stay in jail. He'll kill both of us.
Yeah, I think you would. I'll lock him up for 24 hours. Now, what's your next move?
You won't approve of it.
Look, I'm involved in this now. What other information did they give you?
The names of 2 men. I'm going to make those men talk or I'm going to kill them. You want to join the party?
I can't operate that way, Doc.
I thought not. I'll see you later.
Who was it?
Maxwell. Doc Holliday took Willie and Red. Earp has him in jail.
What's Holliday doing in this?
They tell me he and Earp are pals.
I figured Doc to be in Kansas City. Think the boys will talk?
We better not risk it.
Spring the plant tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
I'll get you the money. Pour yourself a drink.
Thanks.
table. Flat. All right, on your feet. Into the next room.
How did Doc Holliday get into this?
We thought you were in KC.
I'm not interested in your childish speculation. Move. Who's behind the frame-up? All right. It's a principle of mine never to shoot an unarmed man. Talk or fight? I'm waiting.
Holster your gun. I need an even break.
Now you tell me who's framing Wyatt, or you make your fight.
Don't shoot me again. Sergeant Johnson. Hardest.
I got two witnesses that admit the frame is on, Mr. Maxwell. But they won't name anyone else. They keep repeating that they don't know how or where the money's going to be planted on me.
Nobody believe you had anything to do with the robbery?
Oh, no? There are a lot of people in this town that believe anything against me. I can't count on Smith or Black. Now, they'd change their stories if the plant is made on me.
You're getting me suspicious.
I haven't heard from Doc Holliday. He turned in those two hoodlums.
That's unusual, isn't it?
He played a hunch. But I can't trust Doc to keep his temper. If I knew where he was or what he was up to.
Forget it, Marshal. I still say that Dolan is our man.
Wyatt, Red Smith says he's ready to talk some more.
Good. I'd appreciate it if he wouldn't bother Dolan's anymore.
If you ask it. Oh, get anything, I'll be at the depot.
Thanks.
Is this one of your practical jokes, Doc?
My grisly sense of humor.
I don't relish having a gun in my ribs.
You better drive while you're still able.
Well, we got two more names, boss. Linders and McKeel.
Yeah, it may help. You, get Louie and ring out the town, huh?
Marshal, your friend Doc Holliday has really stepped overboard, I'm afraid.
Oh.
He just kidnapped some fellow at the point of a gun.
Where?
At Dodge House. They headed south out of town in a spring wagon.
Smith named two other men. We better search the town for him. Give him a hand, will you, Mr. Maxwell?
Why, sure.
Well, they worked it. Planted it on my horse.
What a dirty scum.
You know the serial numbers?
I've memorized them. This is the stuff.
Now, you hang on to it. I'm going after Doc.
Marshal, I wouldn't leave now.
What?
You don't think that Wyatt know anything?
Oh, of course not. But I am a special agent for the railroad. I have to go through the motions of making an investigation.
Oh, that's stupid.
You go after Doc, Wyatt.
I'll take care of Mr. Maxwell.
No, he's right. You, tell Mayor Kelly and Judge Tobin. We'll have this out in an open meeting. Then I'll go after Dr. Holliday. That satisfy you?
I'm satisfied already, Marshal. But I can't falsify a report to the railroad. And I sure don't want to tell them that part of the stolen money was found in your saddlebag.
No, it's fine of you. Go on, Hal.
Oh. You want to pick your own tree?
Tree?
Doesn't have to be a large tree. I want you tied up. You might as well be comfortable.
You must be crazy. I told you I didn't know any of the hoodlums you named. I certainly wouldn't want to frame Marshal Earp, but I never even met the man.
Lie out! Whoa! Get down.
Why don't you just shoot me in the back and get it over with?
It'd be too easy. Besides, I want to hear the truth come gasping out of you.
Johnson, this is a hypodermic syringe. In my dental practice, I used it for surgery. But now it contains my own special formula. McKeel tells me that you're the boss behind the frame-up of Wyatt Earp. What about that? You know, the Apaches have a trick noose. Lets them hang a man all day.
Now, hold still. This has to go slow. Slow and easy. A little bit at a time. Any more? Are you the boss man?
No.
All right, we'll try some more of this. Right now, you should be feeling a slight chill. There. Yeah, that's the borderline. If I give you any more, you'll lose consciousness.
No, Doc, please.
Oh, don't worry, Johnson. I can revive you if you have a strong heart. Any history of heart trouble? Of course, if I did revive you, it'd hardly be worth the effort. You'd be a babbling idiot for the rest of your life. Well, here goes.
No! No! I can't take it. I'll talk.
And I don't believe for a moment that Marshal Earp had any knowledge of the robbery or of the money found in his saddlebag.
Certainly not. It's a dirty frame-up.
Then you do understand my position. I can't report to the railroad that some anonymous thief has returned $3,500 of the express shipment.
Well, what have you got to say about all this, Wyatt?
Al's talking to Smith and Black. I suggest they be given a chance to repeat their verbal confessions.
All right, bring him in. This is tomfool nonsense. Any one of 50 people could have planted the loot on Wyatt. Why, you could have done it yourself. Now, Jim. Well, we'll see what these hoodlums have to say. Well, maybe they know Maxwell.
Whoa, now, Mayor Kelly. It's your own marshal who's under suspicion here.
Al, you take him on out there. I'll be out in a few minutes.
Right. Smith, Black.
Yeah.
Didn't you tell Marshal Earp in the presence of his chief deputy that an attempt would be made to frame him?
No, I didn't.
Me neither. They're lying. You're lying. Do you know this man?
Never laid eyes on him.
The same for me.
All right. I've tried to be fair and decent. And all I got for it is to be accused of crooked work by Mayor Kelly. I'm going to write an honest report to the railroad. And what you do about Marshal Earp is none of my business.
Lift him, Maxwell.
Get out of my way.
Now, you lift your hands or you go for your gun. Cy Johnson's boss of the outfit, White. He's outside in a wagon. I let him rest.
I'm grateful, Doc, but it just wasn't necessary. Mary Kelly and Judge Tobin would have stayed loyal no matter what that phony special agent did.
Perhaps. You have your methods, I have mine. I'll ask you to do me one little favor.
Hmm? Name it first.
Red Smith and Willie Black. Turn them loose.
So you can shoot them down in cold blood?
Well, they'll keep. You know, Wyatt, I'd have made a very crooked but efficient peace officer. And what a noble, honest gambler you'd have been.
Well, maybe the good Lord has other plans, huh?
Amen, Deacon. Amen.
The friendship between Marshal Wyatt Earp and Dr. John H. Holliday was one of the mysteries of Dodge City. Why Marshal Earp, a deacon in the church, could tolerate Doc Holliday was mighty puzzling to Wyatt's friends. Doc Holliday, gambler, gunfighter, killer, had a mean disposition and a caustic tongue. That two men so different in character could even associate on friendly terms would seem preposterous. And Wyatt's insistence on making a friend of Doc Holliday finally came to a crisis between Wyatt and the men who hired him to civilize Dodge City.
Cards, gentlemen.
Give me 3.
Doc, we better call it no deal. We gotta shove along and get us some fellas that crossed us.
All right, Snaky. You know your own business.
Well, what else can you do with fellas that turn you into the Texas Rangers?
Spare me the tale of woe. Just kill 'em and get it over with.
Now, that's what I wanted to hear you say, Doc. Fellas, when it's all over, remember, Doc Holliday was the judge and jury. He said kill him. We're just carrying out the judgment of the court.
Snaky, you amuse me. Whenever I gamble with you, I always collect a rare bit of humor.
Well, thank you, Doc.
Irony appeals to me. Appointing me judge and jury, that shows real imagination. Yes, you do have style, Snaky. Now, in acknowledgement of my praise, I trust you give me a good start back to Dodge.
Why, sure. 15 minutes be enough?
Ample, my friend. Ample.
Mighty nice work. We'll hole up in Devil's Garden.
Ain't that too close to Earp and Dodge?
Devil's Garden. I like the name.
Come on, boys. Let's get the horse. And I don't care how many favors he's done you. Holliday will be the ruin of your career as a peace officer.
The man is cold, ruthless, cruel.
The whole town thinks we should have tried him for that Maxwell killing.
Look, Doc broke the case. He pulled me off a tough spot.
Well, I don't care. Now, something's got to be done. The judge and I have come here to try... Now, Wyatt, will you listen to me?
Wyatt? Wyatt, there are 5 dead men on the trail less than a mile from the city limits.
Oh? Any idea who did it?
The cowhand told me they used to ride with Snaky Grattan.
Snaky Grattan?
Right.
Now, let's get out there.
Now, Wyatt, what about Doc?
Not now, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, Wyatt, thank heaven.
What's the matter, Miss?
It's about the doctor. He went out to play cards with Snaky Grattan.
Oh?
He promised to be back an hour ago. I'm afraid he's had a relapse.
Well, now, don't you worry about the doc, Miss Kate. We'll find him. The doc can take care of himself. Come on, Hal.
Hold on, Miss Holliday.
Oh, Mr. Kelly, Judge Tobin, I was so upset I didn't...
Mrs. Holliday, sit down a moment, please.
We have something important to discuss.
Oh, well, of course. Is it about Dr. Holliday? Something Wyatt didn't...
Miss Holliday, 5 members of the Snaky Grattan gang were just ambushed and killed.
Your husband was playing cards with Snaky Grattan.
Why, yes. But you don't think... John doesn't ambush people.
Well, while you were in Kansas City, he did some unnecessary killing.
To keep Wyatt from being framed.
He didn't help Wyatt, Mrs. Holliday. He hurt him.
Oh, I see. You want John to stop being friends with Wyatt?
Well, at least he could stop being such pals with a hoodlum like Snaky Grattan.
You don't understand that. Why John likes Mr. Grattan.
No, we don't.
How would you like being locked up in a Texas jail for shooting a gambler in a square fight? The gambler was crooked, but he had all the influence on his side. I had no one to turn to except Mr. Grattan.
Well, howdy, Miss Kate.
John's in jail, in Breakus. They aim to hang him for shooting One-Eye Gillum.
Well, I'll be. Doc ought to get a medal for that.
The rope is what he'll get. Unless you can do something, Mr. Grattan.
Do something? Why, that Breakus jail ain't nothing but a board shack. Hey, Muggins. This is Miss Holliday, Doc's wife.
Howdy.
She'd like for us to get old Doc out of that jail at Breakus. We'll need some of the boys.
I'll round them up, boss.
They like breaking jails, Miss Kate. You done them a real favor just to mention it. Now, you light down, rest a while. We'll have them right out for you.
Mr. Grattan pretended it was nothing, but he and his men risked getting in trouble with the Rangers.
Hey, Will, quit that singing so early, I'll have to run you in.
Ooh. All right, get in there.
Inside.
Here we are. Bring them out.
Thank you, Snicky.
John owed Mr. Grattan, you see?
I'm a circuit judge, Mrs. Holliday. I can't enthuse over Mr. Grattan's outlaw generosity.
And right now, Doc's probably riding with Grattan to some hoodlum hideout.
My husband joining with the outlaws?
Where? Wyatt and Hal, loaded with spit and ginger.
Where'd it happen, Doc?
Back yonder a few miles, I heard shooting. Look, I've been up all night. I ran out of whiskey and I'm feeling mean, so ride along, will you?
I'm sorry, Doc. But Miss Kate told me you were with Snaky Grattan.
Kate tells you too much.
It's more trouble for Wyatt. He's already in bed with Tobin and Kelly.
He's off, Hal. Did you just have to be playing cards with Snaky Grattan?
Why not? I like Snaky.
But you took no part in the killing, huh?
No.
Give him some whiskey.
Is that an order?
Yes, it is.
Your chief deputy doesn't like me, and it's quite mutual. If he wasn't your chief deputy, he'd be dead. Temptation to shoot him has often assailed me.
Hal has a job to do, and so have I.
I concede that. Thank you. I feel better.
I'm going to ask you once more. Were you at the shooting?
No, sir, I was not.
Did you know that Snaky Grattan was going to ambush those men?
Certainly.
That makes you an accessory before the crime. Aren't you going to arrest him?
You try it, deputy.
All right, quit your jabbering, both of you. Now, Hal, ride back into town. Get a handful of deputies. We'll meet you out there.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying hard to stay your friend, but you don't make the job easy.
Oh, now, cool off, Wyatt. I'll let you arrest me.
What good's that gonna do? I'm still a United States Deputy Marshal, and I gotta try and find Snaky Grattan. Now, do you know where he's likely to be, or does your perverted sense of loyalty to outlaws require you to say nothing?
You know, if you take a drink occasionally, you'd be a lot easier to deal with.
Come on.
'Tis contrary to common sense, Miss Holliday, for a man to consort with outlaws and claim friendship with a peace officer.
Dr. Holliday compromises Wyatt. Law-abiding citizens can't understand such a friendship.
People don't understand my husband. John saved Wyatt's life on at least 2 occasions. And another time, John had a run-in with 2 of Sheriff Masterson's men. They were new deputies, and they'd been drinking. And
There he comes.
Halt! Ain't you the famous Doc Holliday?
I'm Dr. Holliday, yes.
Fast gun. Mean with a knife. Everybody's scared of you, huh?
You better go back in that saloon and drink it off.
We ain't scared of you. Just start for your gun.
I'm not wearing a gun.
Go get one. We'll wait right here.
And we'll be right here.
John, what is it?
2 of Masterson's deputies got fresh with me. They asked for a gunfight, and they're going to get one.
No. Masterson and Wyatt are close friends.
That should keep his deputies sober.
We don't care about him. It's Wyatt. You'll make trouble for Wyatt.
Kate, they're drunk, but they have no right to insult me. I don't take that.
John, Wyatt's the only real friend we have in this town.
I'm not fighting his deputies.
But you'll get Wyatt in trouble. You'll just be proving what everybody says, that he's foolish to be friends with us. They'll laugh at him, John.
Yeah. Well, why don't you finish your letter?
Yes, John. You don't know how tough that was for John, to keep out of a fight. But he swallowed his pride for Wyatt's sake.
But he rides with Snaky Grattan, and he helps massacre 5 men.
No better than that, Mr. Kelly. John never shot anyone from ambush. He doesn't have to. He's as good with a gun as Wyatt. If John's mixed up with Grattan, it's social, not business.
They never even had a chance. Grattan got him from those rocks not more than 30 feet off the trail.
Well, they never gave Snaky a chance. They stole his robbery haul and then informed on him to the Rangers.
And how much would Snaky and his boys have gotten for that in Texas?
Someday I must give you a lecture on criminal ethics.
Criminal ethics?
Precisely, Deacon. You have your code, Snaky has his. In Snaky's code, what those men did merited a death sentence.
And you agree with that, huh?
No. But I understand it.
Oh. And you think it's quite all right?
You're trying to ask me where I think Snaky and his boys went. Well, why don't you ask me point blank?
All right. Where?
I can't tell you.
Criminal ethics, huh?
No. I don't want you riding into an ambush. Katie'd leave me.
She should have left you 12 times.
Tell you anything?
Oh, not yet. I'm gonna give him one last chance. You go see if you can find any sign. Well, they can't have gone too far. We'll have to trail them.
They'll bushwhack you.
Well, I've been bushwhacked before.
Not by Snaky. He's a genius at it.
All right, you warned me. Goodbye, Doc.
Too bad. I hate to think of an old crock like me outliving you.
You just save your tears for the funeral. Did they scatter?
No, they're headed south toward bushwhacker country.
Good.
All right, you deputies, spread out the flank Hal and me. You keep a wide interval, but keep in touch. Let's go.
Take the horses down there about a quarter of a mile, picket them by a stream if you can find one.
That's far, Snaky.
Yeah, Earp's going to be coming along here. I don't want no horse. We need to warn him.
What about Holiday? Ain't him and Earp good friends?
Doc Holliday's a good friend of mine, too, but he don't know where we're at. Now get these horses moving.
Come on.
Wyatt's the only man John knows for a friend who goes to church and prays. John is ill. He can't live many more years. I think John holds to his friendship with Wyatt because he's just too stubborn and cantankerous to ask the good Lord for pardon.
Wyatt's out there riding into an ambush.
What Doc Holliday does about it will be a sort of a test case, won't it?
I don't know. I can't honestly say what John will do.
Well, what would you say if he threw in with the Grattan gang?
Then he should leave Dodge and never see Wyatt again.
We agree. We'll stand on that, Mrs. Holliday.
Why are you stopping him?
Figure Snaky Grattan's holed up here someplace. Probably in Devil's Garden.
So?
Well, there's no need of taking 6 men into an ambush. I figure we ought to stay here, send back to Dodge for at least 20 more good guns.
There are not that many in Dodge. I don't want a lot of family men in a gunfight with Grattan. We're riding on.
Maybe Earp ain't coming.
He's coming, all right. We killed 5 men not 1 mile from Dodge. He's United States Marshal. You just stay down, hold your rifle on that trail.
Call in the deputies. Now, they branched off here. Everything indicates that Snaky's holed up in the Devil's Garden. I know that neck of the woods. If Snaky's as good a bushwhacker as Doc says he is, he'll be laying for us in that clump of brush and rocks over there, about a mile. Now, there's a trail that winds around in the back, in the rear of Devil's Garden, about 5 miles. And we'll take that trail.
We're with you.
No, I'm going myself. Al, I want you to move within long rifle range and lob some bullets into that brush. You take the deputies.
Well, won't that scare Snaky off?
I don't think so. You just keep him pinned down. It'll take me about an hour to get around to the rear of him.
What then?
When you hear me call, you come running.
You heard the Marshal. Get moving. Come on.
They're coming. fire to get in here real close.
We can get him now.
I said hold your fire.
Sticky!
Don't nobody shoot us, Doc. Keep your sights on Earp and them deputies. Doc, what are you doing here?
You got any liquor? I ran out.
I closed the bar, Doc. It's 4th of July. Well?
Thank you, Snaky.
You better sit down. Them's real bullets.
So they are.
Snaky, they're close enough.
All right, mow him down.
Down! Let him come and get us! Wyatt, better hurry.
All right, load up. We'll charge him. That Earp is awful smart.
He's smarter than you. Huh? If you were a smart man, Snaky, you'd head for Texas and turn yourself over to the Rangers.
And get hanged?
They can't pin that ambush on you. The worst you'll get's 2 years.
Who's that talking, you or Earp?
Don't be an idiot. You start killing peace officers and you will get the rope.
Have you gone over there?
I'm sorry you said that, Snaky. That statement calls for a draw.
Don't try, Doc. He makes a move for his gun, break his arm. All right, the rest of you, let's rush him.
No!
Hold it, Doc.
Grab him! Now tell the rest of your men to drop their guns. Grab him!
Use your head, Snaky.
All right, we're whopped. Drop him.
Let's go. Help! Come on! Doc, you better put a tourniquet on that arm. All right, let's get down the hill. Come on. Al, stay here and take care of these men.
What happened? Oh, John. Wyatt, won't you tell me what happened?
Well, I'm sorry, Miss Kate. I told Doc I wouldn't say anything about it.
John, please.
No.
Did John do something wrong? Is he under arrest? You've got to tell me what he did. Mayor Kelly and Judge Tobin don't think you should be friends with John anymore.
Well, Miss Kate, Doc and I are still friends. We're still friends.
Virgil and Morgan came to Dodge City in the fall of 1879. They wanted Wyatt to return with them to Arizona Territory, where opportunities in ranching or mining seemed to be almost fabulous. But neither Wyatt nor his brothers realized that Arizona at that time was ruled by a handful of corrupt officials in league with cattle thieves, stage robbers, and hoodlums. Earps had ample warning of this situation when old man Clanton and his boys stopped off in Dodge.
Sir, I do not wish to discuss this with you any further. You insult my intelligence, sir. And I say, sir, that you insult the memory of Mr. Tom Jefferson.
And I say Tom Jefferson's a liar, and all men are not created equal.
Why, that does it, sir. Prepare to defend yourself.
Now, you two fellers quit that. You might hit one of my horses.
And get your horses out of the way.
All right now, sir. Apologize or fight.
Go get Marshal Earp.
Marshal Earp! Fight! Fight! Marshal Earp! You're plumb loco, mister. The good Lord didn't create you equal to me.
That does it, sir. Make your play. Virgil, Morgan, you keep out of this, sir. Have you two gone loco?
Can't two gentlemen fight in peace? I'll fire a shot to warn them. Now, mister, I'm waiting for you.
Oh, no, sir. I am waiting for you. Despite what you two may think, your actions are not the least bit funny.
It's your turn to warn this gentleman.
I believe it is.
Hold it! Hold it! Virgil and Morgan. Suck it again.
Practical joking where folks can get killed is the lowest form of humor. He can take them both to jail.
Your face, brother, if I'd only had a camera.
Run them in, Marshal. That one took a shot at Doc Holliday. They're both under arrest. Now, let's go to jail. Doc, you come along, too. You're a witness.
You aiming to find us?
That's right. Assault with a deadly weapon and Dr. Holliday.
I warned you, Morgan. You and your jokes.
Come on, Doc. Admit it was a good joke.
No.
Now, I have given Wyatt a formal statement to the effect that your 45 was accidentally discharged. However, I will not condone or encourage your crude horseplay by referring to it as humor.
He's sore.
No, Morgan, I am not sore. I just happen to have a healthy respect for a really good joke.
Oh, well, don't rush off now, Doc.
They are your brothers, so you visit with them. I'm $300 loser at the Long Branch.
But, Doc, wait a minute.
Let him go, Morgan. He hasn't been feeling too well lately. These all the letters you brought from home?
Well, I could remember to bring.
Well, Wyatt, how about Arizona Territory? Yeah, when can you leave Dodge?
Any time, I guess. But you better tell me a little bit more about this paradise out there in the middle of all that sagebrush.
Well, look, like I wrote you from Prescott.
Howdy, Doc. Well, the Clantons. This is a bad day. I thought the Texas Rangers hanged you.
Ease off, boys. Doc and me is old friends.
I'll let that pass, Clanton. What is your business with me?
We're looking for Dave Burnett of the Lazy Cube.
But I haven't seen him. You better rat these guns.
You're carrying one.
Clanton, teach your brats some manners. That's the last good advice you'll get from me.
Stop that. They're here to see Burnett. We don't want no Kansas law on us.
Then, Bob's right.
Go get the others. We're putting up at the Santa Fe Hotel. You hear me, Finn?
Yes, sir.
Well, get along with you. And don't start no ruckus with nobody.
Now, that's Prescott, where I just bought a house. It's good ranching country to the south and to the east. Of course, there's been a big silver strike down here in Pima County. Most of it centers around Tombstone.
I favor Tombstone, Wyatt. Plenty of claims left if you push along quick.
Tombstone, huh? Yeah, that's quite a name.
You know, that whole Pima County's kind of rough, they tell me.
Virgil's an old married man.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm tired. I'm tired of Dodge City, and I'm tired of wearing a badge, and Dodge City doesn't need me anymore. Now, how much do you think it'll cost to move a couple of wagons overland, huh?
Hey, Virgie's gonna do it.
Sure, I'm gonna do it. Now, you go along and buy the gear, get it ready, and take my share out of that.
Why can't you help us pick it out?
Well, I got a little chore I have to do. I have to go kind of explain things to Mayor Kelly. Now, you've met the mayor before. He's going to try and Irish me out of it.
Arizona. That's for us.
Yeah, let's hope we don't regret it, huh?
Yes, Black. We'll check in, then go back to the stable and pick up our trappings.
Come on, boy.
My name's Clanton. N.C. Clanton, Pima County, Arizona.
Yes, sir, Mr. Clanton. What can I do for you?
3 rooms.
I'm sorry, we're all filled up.
No, you ain't. Clear out 3 rooms.
Sure, right. Pop.
All right. The best ones. Hurry up there now.
Open up there, open up.
When I say 3 rooms, I mean it.
This is Dodge City, Kansas, Mr. Clanton. We've got a police force here.
You tired of living?
No, but you just can't go around kicking people out of their rooms. Somebody's bound to tell Mr. Earp.
I doubt it.
This is outrage. You can't do this.
The room's all clear, Pop.
Good. Now, we aim to act nice. We won't be here long. We won't even tote our guns on the street. You aim to act nice, too?
Yes, Mr. Clanton.
Good. Then I got that settled. All right, let's move in, boys.
King's a winner.
Dave. Oh, howdy, Doc. Suit yourself. Have a drink.
You know that old man Clanton is looking for you?
Yeah. He wrote me to meet him here. How many's with him?
Ike and Finn are the only ones I saw.
Man, I guess I better get it over with. My outfit's still on the trail.
Dave, why don't you tell Wyatt Earp?
Oh, he wouldn't help me. Where's Clanton staying?
I don't know. But you better let him find you.
No, that'd only make him all the meaner. But thanks anyway, Doc.
$1,400.73. I told you to bring the whole 8,000.
Those were stolen cattle you sold me.
Who says so?
The Mexicans you took them from. They jumped my trail boss in New Mexico near Las Vegas, and they took back every steer.
Well, you still owe me 8,000.
He needs a pistol whipping. He can raise the money?
Shut up. I don't aim to quarrel with an elderly man like you. How much can you raise?
Well, 4, maybe 5,000.
Make it 6,000. What time is it, Ike?
Almost sundown. 2107, Pop.
Bring the money here by 9 o'clock. You hear?
I can't. The bank's closed.
Find the banker. 9 o'clock now. All right, take him out of here. Here. Leave those guns here now. We don't aim to be rousted by no Kansas police that we can't fix. We ain't in Arizona now, remember that.
Here's to you, Wyatt. I'll Burge. Milk.
Oh, excuse the beer, Wyatt. I keep forgetting.
Now, you fellas can laugh and joke all you want to, but milk is a very good habit to get into.
Yeah, well, I sure wish Morg would stay on milk.
Go on, Morg. You're toasted.
The toast. Let's see now. Well, Doc, you're just in time. We're drinking Wyatt's health and milk. Here, I'll pour another one.
Keep that stuff out of my sight. I swore off milk when I was 22 months of age.
Wyatt, you ever hear of old man Clanton?
No, Wyatt.
Virgil? Morgan?
Clanton. Isn't he a rancher in southern Arizona? Seemed to me I heard his name
No, he's a cattle thief and a killer. Rangers ran him out of Texas, and now he's in Dodge. Tell your brothers to take a walk.
Trouble? That's it, condescend.
No, you don't. Come on, Morgan. Let's go. I'll see you at the office, Wyatt.
All right.
Out.
Dave Burnett of the Lazy Q has been trying to raise $6,000. He's in a hurry, and he's scared.
Why didn't he come to me first?
Well, you buffaloed him and threw him in jail once, remember?
Oh, nothing personal.
But Dave took it personal. You hurt his feelings. Wyatt, hasn't it ever occurred to you that a man belted over the skull with a .45 might just have a few twinges of injured pride?
Well, I handled Mr. Burnett because he and the Lazy Q started a big hurrah in town. I'll go and try and find him. You visit with Virgil and Morgan. I want to keep him out of this.
Thank you, Deacon. Usually scoundrels amuse me, but not old man Clanton. He's mean, and he's stupid.
Miss Lee, had a check.
And that's the truth, since you asked me. I can't raise the money by 9 o'clock, and I can't run.
Clanton's got 4 men with him, huh?
His boys, Ike and Finn, and a couple of gunslingers that I don't know.
You at the Santa Fe Hotel? All right, Mr. Burnett, I'll take care of it.
Why should you? I ain't caused you nothing but trouble.
Extortion is a felony. Now, if I were you, Mr. Burnett, I wouldn't drink anymore. I'd just go over to the Dodge house, lock myself in the room, stay there.
All right, Marshal. Much obliged.
Evening, Mr. Reeves.
Oh, hello, Marshal.
I'm looking for old man Clanton. I understand he and his crowd checked into the hotel here.
They were here, but they checked out.
Oh?
No, I'm lying to you, Marshal. I just don't want to have any more trouble.
Clanton still in the rooms?
No, they went down the street to the Texas house.
Wearing guns?
Not that I could see. They're mean people, Marshal, real mean. You're going to need every deputy you got. Do me a favor, will you? Jump them out on the street.
Rooms 9, 10, and 11. I'll take the keys.
Look, mister, don't get me mixed up in this. They're liable to come back any minute.
I'll go get a search warrant if you want it.
No. I'm leaving. And don't get yourself cornered upstairs.
Now stump him, Finn. Yeah, you stop him, Pop. He called you the names.
What time is it, Ike?
17 of 9.
Let's get back to the hotel.
Probably going back to the office.
No. Look yonder. Hey, Wyatt.
Pop,
Look. Ain't that a John Law?
Might be. What's he got on us?
2 more fellas by the water trough. We should have our guns.
We'll have them soon enough.
Morgan, do me a favor. Go on over to the office and get the deputies over here on the double.
Are those the Clantons?
That's right.
Hold it, Morg. You don't need your deputies. We'll go get our guns and be back in half a minute.
No. I don't want a gunfight.
What's the idea?
I took their guns out of their rooms, locked them in the hotel safe. I want to give those Clantons a good rousing with bare knuckles.
The deputies handy with their fists?
Yes, they are.
Still think it's a risky plan, Wyatt.
Pop, do we know them men over there?
No. We'll see if Burnett's here with the money. If he ain't, we'll go get him.
You're always pulling this big brother stuff on me.
Well, you're always pulling on me.
Well, there's no use arguing with him, Morg. He always was as stubborn as one in the family. All right, go get your deputies. I think it's a reckless plan.
Burge is right this time, White.
Come on, Morg.
Here. All those. I'll go in after him myself.
They'll massacre him, Burge.
He needs a good lesson.
Where's Wyatt going without his guns?
He thinks he can lick 5 Clantons all by himself.
White lost his temper, Doc. Burge thinks we shouldn't help him.
Well, somebody's got to help him.
You keep out of it, Doc. It's a family matter. My gun's been stolen.
So it's mine. You just can't get yours.
Reds, Dunlap, we've been robbed. Look in your rooms.
No guns, Mr. Clanton. We'll wring this flea bag inside out.
Open up there, open up.
Hold it. I'm the fellow that took your guns.
Oh, you did?
Look out, Pop. He's a John Law.
Why ain't you armed, Sonny?
Well, I kind of figured we'd all start even. I wanted to see just how tough you boys from Arizona really were.
Then take him.
I'll get him.
You all right? Yeah. What, Jim?
Where you go? Get me a gun. Here's one.
Virgil, what happened to that man you were fighting with?
That was, Flint Clanton, I think.
Well, what happened to him?
I threw him out the window.
What happened to him, Doc?
Well, he wanted a gun, so I gave him the barrel of yours.
Oh, that's great. Judge Stoughton isn't going to like this, and I can't say I blame him. Well, sure, I wanted the Clantons rousted, but I didn't expect to have a man thrown out of a window or old man Clanton busted over the head. He may have a fractured skull.
He'll live, I'm sorry to say.
Virgil, would you be kind enough to take me outside and show me where Finn Clanton landed? He just might be dead.
Oh, take it easy now, Wyatt. What's Wyatt hollering about? He punches harder than any of us.
Yeah, that he does. You know, the combined punching power of the Earps is going to come in mighty handy in Arizona.
Mr. Burnett has testified that our visitors from Arizona Territory tried to extort $6,000 from him in payment for stolen cattle. Marshal Earp has testified that he and his brothers and Dr. Holliday were obliged to subdue the suspects with physical measures in order to avoid a gunfight. Marshal Earp.
Yes, sir?
The court must reprimand you for an excess of zeal in arresting the suspects. The court cannot condone violence on the part of police officers and their special deputies. When, by your own testimony, the use of less extreme force could have accomplished the arrest of Clanton and his men.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clanton, it's the opinion of this court that Mr. Burnett has told the truth. However, he cannot provide corroborating testimony. The case against you and your associates is dismissed.
Your Honor?
Order! Yes, Marshal Earp.
Your Honor, Mr. Burnett's men, about 20 of them, just come in off a cattle drive for the Lazy Q. I'd like to recommend that Mr. Clanton and his boys be put in protective custody until they're ready to get on their train for Arizona.
Very well. It is so ordered. Court's adjourned.
This way.
Keep moving.
Keep those guys out of town and get them out fast.
Someone with a broken leg.
Bunch of troublemakers. There are your guns. You don't take them out of that sack until after you cross the Kansas line.
And I've got an order for you, too.
No?
Stay out of Arizona, you and them brothers of yours. If I catch you around Tombstone, you won't live.
You make my apologies to the conductor. Wild animals should be caged, but we didn't have time.
Bingham. Careful, the ink's not quite dry. What do you think of it? Murdered on the streets of Tombstone by the Earps and Doc Holliday.
It will cause more shooting, I fear.
You fear? More shooting, more business. Put it in the window. Oh, and take a front view from outside. Be sure you have a sharp focus. I want all of my readers to see that sign.
Are you editorializing a bit, Dameron?
Editorializing?
You accuse the Earps and Holliday of murder? Well, they haven't even been indicted yet.
Oh. The San Francisco and Denver newspapers want to tell me how to run mine.
Oh, we get the point. More killings, more readers. I need a drink, don't you?
Yeah. Allow me, gentlemen. Courtesy of the Tombstone Nugget. And, incidentally, a little tip. The Earps and Holliday will be killed or hanged.
Within just a few hours after the OK Corral shootout, the enemies of Wyatt Earp were in full cry. Led by Editor Dameron of the Nugget and Sheriff John Behan, the outlaws of Cochise County were determined to assassinate Wyatt, his brothers, and Doc Holliday. They would do this with bullets or the trumped-up charge of first-degree murder. Many correspondents from big city papers gathered to report what they felt might become a mass lynching, legal or illegal.
And listen to this. 3 unarmed cowboys were murdered at the OK Corral. This is a stench in the nostrils of all the people of Arizona. Doc Holliday and the Earps must face an outraged citizenry for their crimes. A stench in the nostrils of all the people of Arizona. Outraged citizenry. Dameron is worse than a liar. He doesn't even know how to write.
Keep your temper, Doc.
Yeah, we got enough trouble.
If I murdered Dameron, a jury would convict me. They don't know good writing from bad, that drunken hack. Wyatt?
The Bonnie Blue flag, Doc.
Bad news, Wyatt? What'd the coroner's jury say?
Well, they exonerated us, but...
But what?
The whole town's ready to explode. Vigilantes with rifles patrolling the street. Ike Clanton, Sheriff Bean have gone to the grand jury.
Where's Judge Spicer?
Hasn't arrived in town yet. I don't think the grand jury's going to indict us, but Tom Fitch thinks that when the judge does get here, that he's going to have to hold us on Bean's warrant.
Cheer up, Wyatt. Isn't Spicer a friend of ours?
He always has been, and he don't scare easy.
Oh, but they're going to pressure him hard, and I don't know what legal tricks Bean and his lawyers are going to try and pull. Doc Brocious and Ringo are top dogs now. They just moved into the rooming house across the street. You think they'll talk to you?
They cuss me, but they talk.
Well, I'm going to visit with Virgin Morgue. Why don't you go over and get Brocious to brag about what plans they have for the Earps?
We killed 3 outlaws, and here we are, holed up in a hotel room as if we were to blame. If I had a praying acquaintance with the good Lord, I'd ask him whose side he's on.
What you so nervous about, Sheriff?
That grand jury won't vote an indictment. It's loaded with vigilantes.
I never thought they would. We'll blast the Earps out of that hotel during the funeral tomorrow.
No, we won't. We agreed to that only as a last resort.
Well, Sheriff, you got any other resorts?
Yes, we'll do everything legal. We'll do everything according to law.
That's funny. Real funny.
Shut up. Let Bean talk.
I've got a warrant charging the Earps and Doc with murder. The judge won't be here till around 2 o'clock. He'll have to hold him without bail because tomorrow's Sunday.
You mean we'll get him in the calaboose?
Either that or we apply for a change of venue and move him to Tucson. I think it's better if we get him on the road.
It sounds real good.
All except Doc.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I'm not in favor of bushwhacking Doc. The Earps, sure, but not Doc.
He was the OK Corral shooting with the rest of them.
What about you, Brocious? You saw Doc?
Well, not that sore.
He's Wyatt Earp's best friend. He'd gun either one of you with one word from Earp.
Ease off, Bean.
It ain't Doc's fault that he got messed up with the Earps.
Doc is a born hoodlum at heart.
Well, of all the fool things.
All right, that's enough out of you. Now get out of here.
Yeah, go set up your legal shenanigans. We'd rather gun you than Doc.
All right. All I want is the Earp brothers. I don't insist on Doc.
Insist?
Slow down, Ringo. I don't like him either, but we need him. Now, cool off.
Hold it.
Hello, Doc. I'll talk to you later.
You'll talk.
That's assault with a deadly weapon, Doc. You're under arrest.
Very well. Take me. Get brave, you skulking polecat. You're the one who started that murder talk against the Earps and me. Come on, Bean. Make the arrest.
Well, Judge Spicer hasn't signed the warrant yet.
He hasn't, huh? Well, I'll sign your warrant right now. Go for your gun.
Watch yourself, Doc.
Get off the street, be in front of.
You and Ringo, the sheriff's bodyguards?
He ain't worth getting sore at, Doc.
Curly's right. Come on up the room, have a drink, Doc.
Well, the deacon won't like me drinking with you, but he doesn't even like me drinking with myself.
Come on up to the room, huh? We've had our rows, Doc, but we kind of like you. In fact, we was going to send you a special warning, huh, Ringo?
Warning? Yeah, sure. Very decent of you.
Well, don't you want to know what about?
I await the denouement.
You mean spit it out?
Oh, sure. We think you ought to leave town, Doc. Get into a poker game at my ranch for a couple of days.
Any special reason?
No special reason.
Look, Doc is no fool. Tell him the truth.
I think I know. Sheriff Bean wants the Earps and me in jail over the weekend, so we can be gunned down in our cells.
Ringo and me ain't fools either, Doc.
Well,
you go to jail and you'll be transferred to Tucson.
Change of venue, Doc.
Yeah, that's it. Only you won't never reach Tucson.
Now, Doc, why don't you cut loose from the Earps?
Wyatt Earp and his brothers are finished. It's Curly Brocious and John Ringo from here on out. We're going to be bosses in Tombstone just like we run the rest of the county. Throw in with us, Doc. You can make money easier than standing at a faro table.
well, it's an interesting proposition, but I'm confronted by a force majeure. Your coup de théâtre needs careful ratiocination. It'll take a little time, but you'll be hearing from me. Good day.
What does he mean?
Means he's gonna think about it. I hope he acts smart.
Be an awful waste, Doc getting himself bushwhacked.
It's all up to Judge Spicer. If he goes along with Bean, we'll be sitting ducks.
Johnny will have to arrest us first.
We can't afford to be disarmed and go to jail.
And we can't afford to defy the court. Now, Doc, you and I will turn ourselves in on that warrant. Ask for immediate release.
What if Spicer denies bail?
Well, that's the first chance we'll have to take.
Just for fun, what's the second chance?
Trying to stay alive with 100 gunslingers in town? Let's go to court.
Why didn't I join up with Brocious and Ringo?
Because you don't care that much about staying alive. I'm gonna lock the door from the outside. Keep your guns handy.
You reckon we'll get out of this?
I'd say it was a toss-up.
Yes, Your Honor. You'll note that Mr. Clanton and I have signed the complaint, and it's supported by affidavits signed by 9 eyewitnesses.
Yes, I see. Well, the court has no alternative but to order the arrest of Wyatt, Virgil, and Morgan Earp, and Dr. Holliday. However, the court understands that Virgil and Morgan Earp were wounded in yesterday's affray.
Well, not too seriously to be held in jail, Your Honor.
That will be decided when the court has more information. I'm exempting Virgil and Morgan Earp from immediate arrest. You may bring in Wyatt Earp and Dr. Holliday.
Your Honor, Doc Holliday has refused to be arrested.
And Earp will resist, Your Honor, so Sheriff Bean needs authority for special deputies.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll need at least 15 men.
The court is not of the opinion that Marshal Earp will resist you, Sheriff. They're coming in now. You may be seated.
If the court please.
Yes, Mr. Fitch.
I represent Marshal Earp, his brothers, and Dr. Holliday. We understand that Sheriff Bean has asked for an arrest order charging my clients with murder in the first degree.
The sheriff has the warrant duly signed.
Is the court aware that this is an atrocious charge against 4 peace officers who were performing their sworn duty?
The court can have no opinion of the charge, Mr. Fitch.
My clients appreciate the court's position, Your Honor, but they ask that they be immediately released on bail.
Oh, no, you don't. Your Honor, the court knows that a person charged with murder in the first degree...
Sit down, Sheriff Bean.
Yes, sir.
Proceed, Mr. Fitch.
Thank you. I ask that the court hear Marshal Earp, who will explain why the granting of bail is necessary in this case.
The court will hear Marshal Earp.
Your Honor, Tombstone is filling up with Clanton outlaws. One of them, Mike Clanton, started the fight at the OK Corral. When the fight began, he begged for his life and ran from the place. Now he comes here with Sheriff Bean and cries murder. Now, I say to the court that if Dr. Holliday, my brothers, and I are disarmed and put in jail, we'll all be killed.
What's the matter, Earp? You getting scared now?
That will do. Sheriff Bean.
Yes, Your Honor.
I only reached Tombstone half an hour ago and came directly here. I was not aware of the conditions described by Marshal Earp.
He's lying, Your Honor. I want them all locked up.
You just try it, Johnny.
That's enough, gentlemen. Mr. Fitch, the court will grant bail in the sum of $10,000 for each of the accused. Are you prepared to furnish bond?
Yes, Your Honor. Judge Herring and Mr. Solomon have opened their bank vaults as a favor to my clients.
Not as a favor, Judge. This is a vote of confidence in Marshal Earp.
That's the man who should be locked up.
Your Honor, he's one of Earp's vigilantes.
That's enough, gentlemen. Mr. Earp, you and Dr. Holliday will appear here at 9 a.m. Monday for your preliminary hearing. Now, you bring the bond money into my chambers.
You're smart, don't you?
You can't wiggle out of this, Earp. I'm gonna see you and your brothers hang.
Spicer didn't even give us the time of day.
He gave us bail.
I'm betting they scare him.
They never have before. I think he was trying to show judicial impartiality.
You hope.
Wyatt. Just coming after you. Oh, he's my latest edition. In it, I nail most of the lies that Dameron printed about the fight at the OK Corral.
Thank you, Mr. Clem.
Wyatt, I've got 3 Eastern newspaper correspondents in my tent. They'd be mighty interested to hear your version of the fight.
Might be a good idea to talk to them, Wyatt.
Not now. I gotta get back to Virgin Morgue. Maybe later.
How do you like that, Doc? Correspondents from big city newspapers, and he won't even talk to them.
Don't crowd him now, John. He's worried.
Things go badly in the courthouse?
Wyatt's friend held us on a murder warrant.
Judge Spicer did that?
That's right. $10,000 bail for each of us. Why don't you talk to the judge? You're the mayor. He'll listen to you.
Well, all right, Doc. I'll try.
You'll have to do better than try. If Spicer gets scared, that'll be 3 Earps and 1 Doc Holliday for gallows bait.
I knew we shouldn't have listened to Bean. Wyatt Earp's still walking free with both his guns.
I don't reckon Holliday's coming over to us either.
No. There he goes following Earp to the hotel just like a tame wolf. It ain't locked. Somebody talked too much. Earp was way ahead of me. He walked in that court with his lawyer and got bail.
Oh, shut up. You can't explain it, so don't even try.
Listen to me, Ringo. You heard Ringo. We ought to give you a pistol whipping, always blaming somebody else. If you'd only keep your temper.
Let the sheriff have his say, but you make it quick.
All right, I will make it quick. I've got a dozen eyewitnesses. Spicer will have to rule against the Earps and Doc at that preliminary hearing. Then we'll have a change of venue at Tucson, just like I planned.
You can't learn. You just can't learn, can you?
When I tell you it'll work, I know it'll work. We tell you. No more legal hocus pocus. We're going to blast the Earps out of their boots. Right, Ringo?
That's right. Tomorrow morning during the funeral.
That hotel ain't no fort, Bean.
10 good boys can take him.
No.
What's wrong?
That just won't work. That's all. You claim you're honest cowboys. You don't even wear guns in town. You're going to prosecute the Earps for murder. But no, you want to send your boys over to that hotel and wipe them out. I've got a nice legal hanging all set up for the Earps, but you can't wait.
Get out.
But Ringo.
I said get out. Curly, he's boring me.
Take your hands off me.
We need a new sheriff.
Yeah, but not right away. We got to finish the Earps off first.
We take the Earps tomorrow. I favor a new sheriff by Monday.
Good idea, Ringo. It'll be kind of a celebration.
Tell Wyatt Earp some gunslingers are going to crash the Cosmopolitan tomorrow during the funeral procession.
I'll get the word to him, Sheriff.
And that isn't all of it either, Judge. Wyatt has quite a few eyewitnesses of his own. There's Mrs. Addie Boland, C.S. Fly, J.R. Coleman...
Cool now, John.
Judge?
The court will examine all the evidence with witnesses under oath. I cannot tolerate special pleading.
But Judge Spicer, Wyatt's a personal friend of yours.
The law has no friends.
Now, Judge...
I'm sorry, John, but I think you'd better go.
It's not going to be too difficult for them. They can come up from the cellar or from the lobby. They got 3 different flights of stairs to choose from. They can get up on top of the roof and come down that ventilator shaft out in the hall.
Good shooting will stop them.
We can't afford any more shooting right now.
We still have a right to defend ourselves, Wyatt.
Not while Judge Spicer's considering a murder charge against us. We've done all the gunfighting we're going to do for a while.
So we just sit here and let him kill us?
Now, I have an idea that I think might work. See you tomorrow morning.
You better get a move on there, Brocious. We're going to be late for a funeral.
I kind of hate following after double crossers, even dead ones. But I guess we got to have an alibi.
That's right. We won't know a thing about what's going on at the Cosmopolitan Hotel. Hold it. We're just going to a funeral, Marshal. Any law against that?
You're going to be a mite late.
You still have time to mourn the departed.
Move out. Turn your faces to the wall. Doc? How many more on the roof?
Go find out, Marshal.
I will. There's 2 more. Turn around.
No trouble up there?
No, they were too busy trying to get the top off the ventilating shaft. You got enough handcuffs, Doc?
Not enough for Ringo and Brocious.
They won't need them.
At least kill them, Wyatt.
We'll see. Get inside. Gentlemen, please don't disturb us.
What are you aiming to do, Earp? Shoot us in the back?
No shooting. Curly's first. You get over there. All right, you start the fight. Now you can have your chance, Ringo.
Doc, you better go in there and stop him. He's angry enough to kill him with just his fist.
I never take notice of vulgar brawling.
Leave him alone, Verge.
Ah, we're in enough trouble already. Oh. Now, Doc, you knock on the door and tell him to quit.
Well, if you insist.
Deacon, have you been playing rough games with Brocious and Ringo?
Nice going, Wyatt.
How bad is Brocious?
I think he's got a fractured jaw, so. Doc, take a look at it.
Mayor Clum, will you see that these men get over to the jail? They came at us with guns.
All right, pick them up. Get them out of here. Take them all out, boys. Pretty good job on them, Wyatt. Nice going.
Now, what's the matter, Mr. Mayor? Funeral's over. We still hold the town. Why so glum?
Nothing to be cheerful about.
Has something else happened?
Well, Wyatt, I don't know how to tell you this, but... Well, Judge Spicer has already started the preliminary hearing.
It's not supposed to start till tomorrow.
I know. He must have changed his mind. He's already questioning Johnny Bean and some other witnesses right now. I may have blundered, Wyatt. I tried to talk to Spicer on your behalf, but I might have prejudiced him against you. I'm sorry, Wyatt.
Yeah.
Sounds like a necktie party after all, Wyatt.
Not good. Not good at all.
Have you any ideas how we can cheat the gallows, Deacon?
Well, if I was talking to a newspaper man now, I'd say, well, it looks pretty bad, sir. But we aren't dead yet. I think I'll go downstairs and order something to eat.
The friendship between Wyatt Earp and young Bat Masterson began in Ellsworth, Kansas. It was interrupted when Bat went off to school and Wyatt became Marshal of Wichita. Earp's time as Marshal of Wichita was drawing to a close, and in the meantime, Bat had grown up. But he still had the ambition to be a ladies' man and to wear a star in his own right. This had brought dangerous consequences. It brought young Masterson into conflict with the notorious Sergeant King, a former cavalryman and one of the meanest characters on the western frontier.
And now I'll show you how to put some English on the cue ball.
English?
Yeah. Now watch. You hit the ball just a little off center, like this. Now here's another little trick. Now this time...
Hello, Amy. No, it was a kid.
I'm Bat Masterson. Who are you?
He's Sergeant King.
Amy's my girl. Or perhaps you didn't know that.
Look, please, Bat doesn't want any
Shut up.
trouble.
I'll let it pass this time, Sonny. But if I catch you sparking around her again, I'll...
Look, you don't own Amy. And you don't boss me.
No?
No.
Help, please. The sergeant's got a gun.
Oh, you baby-faced little squirt, you...
Sergeant!
Well, well, if it isn't the captain. Get out of here, King. I mean it. You can't order me around. I'm not in the Army no more.
Look, just let me get my guns and...
No! I can still put you under arrest. Want me to do that? Look, I'm not fighting you. The next time I catch you with Amy, I'll gun you. Now get out. You're young Masterson, civilian scout at Fort Dodge.
Yes, sir?
Does your friend Wyatt Earp know you're tangling with gunfighters like King?
No, sir, but I'm not scared of them.
Sonny, he'd have killed you. Next time I might not be on hand.
Oh, Bat.
Now, don't you worry about me, honey.
Marshal Earp?
Oh, Captain. Been a long time.
And now time is short. I have to join my patrol. When did you last hear from Bat Masterson?
Bat? Oh, it's been about 4 months. He wrote me from school in Topeka.
He's not in school now. He signed on with the Army as a scout.
Fine. Promised me he'd stay in school.
I think he got a little too big for the other boys. But you've heard of one of my former non-coms, Sergeant King.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Bat's picked himself a fight with King over some girl at a roadhouse near Dodge City.
Well, he's in trouble.
Masterson wouldn't stand a chance with King in gunplay.
No. I better ride over to Dodge and have a talk with Bat.
Good. That's a big load off my mind. You'll find him at Regan's Roadhouse outside Dodge.
Oh, it's mighty nice of you to pass the word, Captain.
Well, I haven't forgotten how you helped us out with the Daggett gang in Oklahoma Territory. Now, watch yourself, Mr. Earp. King's bad medicine.
No, I'll be real careful, Captain. Thanks again.
Here's your leave of absence signed by the mayor.
Any objection?
He hollered his head off. I think he suspects folks over at Dodge are trying to hire you away.
No, nothing like that. Just personal business. I'll be gone about 3 or 4 days. You'll be acting marshal. Just follow the regular routine.
Wyatt, I don't mean to get personal, but you going against trouble?
I might be. The instructions for returning my body to Illinois are in the drawer there. Give me a hand.
All right.
Amy! Amy! What's the matter? You look worried.
I am. Is Sergeant King after you?
Well, he better not be. Oh, now, honey, you promise not to bother yourself about that fella. He's jealous, that's all. He thinks he's a lady killer.
He's a man killer, Bat.
Ah, forget about King. I'm hungry and it's time to eat. And the Army wants me to go north and be a scout with General Custer. He's going to put old Sitting Bull in the sack next spring. Nah, but I'm going to stick around Dodge. Get me a job as a deputy marshal.
Well, would that pay more than scouting for the Army?
Oh, 2 or 3 times the money. Let's see, I'll get my share of all the fines. And counting what I'll win gambling, well, I'll make my pile so quick we can get married.
I haven't said yes.
And I wouldn't ask you, Amy. Not until I can give you pretty clothes and a living with some style to it.
Oh, you talk real sweet, honey. But I still think you should stay with the Army.
Why?
Well, because it's safer. You got the whole government on your side.
Now, there you go again, worrying about me.
Well, I know it hurts your feelings when I say it, but you're still a kid.
And you're so old.
Well, I'm older than you are, and I've learned enough to know that... Who's a stranger?
It's Wyatt Earp. Hello, Mr. Earp.
Mr. Masterson?
I meant to write you, but things move so fast I never got around to it. You on your way to Dodge?
No. Who's the young lady?
Oh, excuse me. Miss Amy Pelton, this is Mr. Earp. As good a friend as I ever had.
Well, I guess heaven must have sent you. I've been so worried I was on the verge of writing you myself.
Now, Amy, I don't...
Would you talk to him? See if you can talk some sense into his stubborn head? Well, I'll just be in the way. Excuse me.
I just couldn't stay in school. They had something called algebra. It's tougher than going against sawed-off shotguns, so I left.
Yeah, well, let's talk outside.
Yes. And I don't like scouting for the Army. I want a star. I am to be a deputy marshal in Dodge.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, Mr. Masterson.
Look, Amy tries to treat me like a kid. Are you going to do that?
No.
Well, then stop calling me Mr. Masterson. I'm a grown man. Call me Bat, will you? We're friends, aren't we?
All right, Bat.
The only reason you called me Mr. Masterson was to make me feel older. Now I feel plenty old.
But I'm messing into your private affairs, huh?
Well, who asked you to come here?
Good friend of yours. He kind of thought you were rushing things a bit.
How do you mean?
Miss Pelton? You in love with her?
Yes, I am.
Aim to marry her?
That's right. Just as soon as I get me a deputy marshal's job in Dodge.
What seems to be the hang-up there?
New mayor. Fellow by the name of Hoover. Says he wants men with more experience. I told him I used to help you in Ellsworth.
What did he say to that?
Said if you'd recommend me, I could have the job. But I don't guess you'd do that, huh?
No. Not yet a while.
Not yet a while. It's always not yet a while, isn't it? With you, with Amy, with all of them. I'm gonna ride to the next saloon and get drunk.
Dad? Dad, stop. Come back. Oh, you better go after him. He'll try to pick a fight with Sergeant King. He'll be killed.
Easy now.
Well, didn't he tell you? King threatened to gun him if he didn't stay away from me. And King'll do it. He's a terrible man.
He's not going after King. Told me he was going to ride over to the next saloon and get himself drunk.
Oh, well, he won't.
What makes you so sure?
Well, that's one thing you taught him not to do. He was just trying to worry you.
I tried to teach him a few other things, too.
Yes, I know. About women. He told me.
Offhand, I imagine Bat can be quite a bit of trouble.
Well, he is. Sergeant King was after me, and well...
Used Bat to discourage King, huh?
Yeah, I guess I did.
Look, I know it's awful rough out here for a girl, but still...
You think I should have picked on an older man? Well, all right. You be my hero. You see? Fellow won't stick up for a girl unless he really likes her. And Bat really likes me. And besides... Come on inside.
No, you go on in.
Hold it, Amy. Where's Masterson?
He's not here.
That's right.
You're both lying.
Your name, King?
Now, who are you?
Earp. Wyatt Earp, Wichita. Miss Pelton and I don't like to be called liars. Now, you get on your horse and get out of here.
You can't wet nurse that kid forever. He keeps away from her, or I'll kill him.
You look very drunk to me.
I changed my mind.
Stop acting like a 10-year-old brat.
I saw you running over King. He's my trouble, not yours. Look, quit following me, will you? I don't want to talk about it.
I'm your friend, remember?
Yeah, my friend. Playing a big hero. My wet nurse. That's what King called you, my wet nurse.
Maybe you need one.
Yeah, well, you'll see if I do. And so will King. The worst thing that could have happened. The very worst.
Is it?
Yes. A man fights his own fight. He doesn't let a friend fight it for him. No, I don't want any. I got back just when you were taking his gun away. 1 minute sooner and I could have faced him on my own.
No, you couldn't.
Oh, you mean you wouldn't have let me? Look, Mr. Earp, can't you see you've got to let me? King said it when he said you can't wet nurse me forever.
Look, I want you to live a while.
I can take King in a gunfight.
Now, don't be foolish. He's put 9 men in Boot Hill.
Oh, drunks, bragging cowhands. A couple of scared rabbits that didn't dare shoot back. Gosh, Mr. Earp, I thought you had more confidence in me with a gun.
That gunfighting isn't target practice.
Well, there's got to be a first time for every man.
All right, and wait until you're a man.
Mr. Earp, I'm past 21 years old. It's been a long time since Ellsworth.
Look, all you want to do is show off in front of Amy. You want to impress her.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. And I got to tell you something. I had a long talk with Amy, and she's not that much in love with you.
What'd she say?
Well, she doesn't like Mr. King either. You just happened to show up conveniently.
Well, I don't believe that.
I'll go soak your head in the tub. Cool off. I'll be downstairs waiting. If you get sense back, I'll talk to you.
What'd Bat say?
Nothing sensible.
He still wants to fight King, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right, I know how to fix that.
How?
I'll just tell him that I don't care anything about him. Then he'll be real sore at me, and you can take him back to Wichita.
But he wouldn't go. He'd just think you were lying to keep him out of trouble, and he'd accuse me of putting you up to it.
Well, what can we do then?
Well, I guess I'll just have to shoot Mr. King. Not fatally, just clip him a little.
Be kinder if you'd clip Bat.
Kinder?
Well, what'd happen to that boy if word got out that you gunned King to save him? He'd never live it down, Mr. Earp.
Well, a few weeks' talk. Men in Dodge City find something else to talk about.
No. Men can be awful cruel. talk would follow bad everywhere he went.
Maybe you're right.
And how would you like to live in this country with men saying your best friend had to fight your first battle for you?
Well, there's only one other chance.
What's that?
He wants to wear a star. He wants to be a marshal. Traveling?
That's right. Dodge City.
I'm disappointed.
Oh, sure.
I was just out there walking a little bit. Thinking about what you said this afternoon about the deputy marshal job.
Yeah?
I can't very well recommend you for Dodge because I don't know what their plans are there. How about working in Wichita for me?
No, thanks.
Make you a full deputy.
Well, can you hold the place open?
For how long?
Until I've had my fight with King. Might take a day or so for him and me to get together. He moves around different places and...
I give up.
Sorry we can't agree, Mr. Earp. But a man's got to do the way he thinks is right.
Yeah. Well, I reckon this will be the last time.
Oh, I'll see you again.
I doubt it. You're too slow. You don't know how to shoot.
What?
You heard me. You don't know the first principle about gunfighting.
What do you mean? I'm almost as good as you are.
Would you like to try and prove it?
Yeah, right now. Let's go into the barn.
All right.
Trying to shake hands with me for the last goodbye. I'll show you a trick or two with guns you don't even know. You think I'm just a bragging kid? Well, I practice my draw. Practiced hours and hours. When I'm clean.
Let me see it.
What's the matter? Don't you trust me?
It's not the point. It's always the unloaded gun that goes off. Here.
All right, anytime you're ready.
Oh, wait a minute. You're too far away. King will move in close on you to make sure. Come on. That's it. Hold it right there. All right.
Draw.
Hold it. Now, you see, you lost a lot of time reaching up for him. Now, you lower your gun belt until the grips just touch the palm of your hand as they hang naturally. That's it. Now, we'll try it again. This time I'll stay close to you so I can see what you're doing. You ready?
Yeah.
Keep your hands down. Well, that's pretty good. If I'd have missed you or hadn't hit you in a vital spot, you could have gotten a shot off at me.
Well, I didn't claim to be as fast. I said almost as fast.
You're plenty fast enough, but you telegraph.
Telegraph?
Mm-hmm. A gunfighter who hasn't had too much experience usually starts the draw with his eyes. He either blinks them or narrows them and lets the order that his brain has given to his hand show in his face. And the shoulder muscles tense, and his hand usually just makes a little move to get closer to that gun grip.
You mean I did all those things?
Well, any one of them would be just enough to give King a tenth of a second on you. But your main fault is that you're watching my hand.
Well, aren't you supposed to watch to make sure the other man is really going to draw?
Well, don't you worry about King. He'll draw. Now, you never mind his hand. You just keep your eye on the spot you want your bullet to go. Now, where do you want to shoot King?
Well, just shoot him. I hadn't thought about exactly where. I guess I'll hit him in the shoulder. That's what you do.
But just where in the shoulder?
Well, right here.
No. No, a shoulder shot is aimed just a hand's length. Right here, from the breastbone. You hit just below the collarbone. Now, the bullet paralyzes the brachial plexus nerve. The impact spins your man off balance, and he falls.
Yeah, but what if King draws with the other hand?
Well, you got to take care of that, too. Load your gun. I'm going to draw this shoulder high. Now, this is the area for the cripple shot. Right there. Now, miss to the left, you'd either get the throat or you get the heart. Miss to the right, you miss clean. Now, remember, the moment you see King, you draw. One flash of recognition, and your eyes steady on this circle. Now, as soon as you see this spot, your hand moves, but not until. Now, your eyes stay focused on this circle as the gun sight comes up. Now, the instant that gun sight Reaches the lower point of this circle, you fire. But you wait for the gun sight, you understand? Come on. Now, this is about the right distance. A little closer. That's it. Now, you keep your eyes on the circle at all times, and you face your target squarely. Let your arms hang down naturally to the side. All right, it's King. Well, you didn't wait for your gun sight, and you didn't take time to draw. Now, let's try it again. Now, take your time. It's important to draw fast and get off the first shot, but it's much more important to have your bullet go where you want it to go. All right? Draw. Well, that's better. You got him close to the heart that time. You satisfied?
No. I want to hit where I aim.
Look, Bat. Why don't you forget Amy and King and come back to Wichita with me, huh?
I thought we were talking about gunfighting. Now, is there anything else I ought to know?
Yeah, there's plenty more you ought to know. We'll have another session tomorrow. In the meantime, you just practice what I taught you.
All right.
That's pretty good. You didn't telegraph, and you took a split second to aim.
Well, that ought to be pretty good after 2 solid days of this.
There's just one other thing. Let's see you fall down and draw.
Fall down and draw?
That's right. You've been assuming through all of this that you're going to outdraw King and put him out of action.
Well, yes, I have.
You got no right to assume any such thing. No, King may draw faster than you and knock you down. But let's say that you're still able to shoot. Fall down.
Yeah, but if I'm down, where do I aim?
You aim right at his heart. I've seen a lot of men get hit in the stomach and keep on shooting. Now, you remember, if you're hit, you go down. You got to kill in the next instant or be killed. It's your life or his.
Yes, sir, I understand.
All right, let's try it. You ready?
Yeah.
Now, you missed. Come on, try it again. Get yourself set.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
That's good.
Where are you going?
Oh, Archie's driving me to Dodge. I can't stay here. As soon as you leave, King will be coming after Bat, and I'll be next.
Did you tell Bat you were leaving?
No, I hate goodbyes. You explain it. Come on, Archie.
It's Amy. She left.
What'd you expect? She's afraid of King.
Yeah, but running out on me. We talked about getting married. She knows I wouldn't let
You
King...
never did have much sense when it came to women. Now, why don't you wake up? Amy's just a good-time gal. Gunfight isn't her idea of a good time. You were foolish to credit Amy for being any more than what she is. She'll always run away from trouble. You sure you don't want me to stick around till our friend Sergeant King shows up again?
No, I don't. School's out.
Probably haven't learned a thing.
Well, if I haven't, that's my funeral.
I still think you ought to come to Wichita with me.
That tame old town? You should be ashamed to stay there.
Oh?
Yeah, but you'll get fed up with Wichita. You'll come to Dodge. That's where all the excitement's going to be.
Well, maybe I'm too old.
Oh, yeah. Can I hold a stirrup for you?
You just remember one thing your old man Earp taught you. You draw fast, but you aim slow.
Yeah, I know it all by heart. Now get going, will you?
Good luck.
Oh, young man, take heed of this good advice. A headstrong man is a dead man. You never get the same chance twice. So, young man, go, young man, and learn from the wise and strong that a headstrong fool is a dead fool, but a fast-thinking man lives long. Oh, young man, think fast, shoot slow.
Where's Amy?
Not here.
But you're here.
Get out of here, Odie. Go on, get out.
All right, Mr. Masterson, you got him.
I did?
Completely.
I feel awful sick.
You just killed a man. How do you expect to feel? Like cheering? Come on. Put your arm around my shoulder. Will we be able to travel, Doc? Good. I want to take him to his folks.
No. I still want to be a Martian.
Now, look, that leg's got a long time to go before it's going to be well. It's going to be months before you're going to be able to walk. When you are able to, I want your first job as deputy to be with me.
You mean I made it?
Mm-hmm. You made it.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt!